Hey there, it's Jeff Cobb from Learning Revolution. Thanks so much for being a subscriber. I wanted to take just a minute to highlight a webinar that I'm going to be offering in just the next day with Greg Smith, the CEO of Thinkific. Now, Greg and I are both very, very passionate about student success, student engagement. We really think it's one of the most critical factors for success as a course entrepreneur over time. And I've got a couple of clips from Greg actually presenting on this topic recently, and I thought I'd play a couple of those just to give you a flavor for what you'd be getting from this webinar. And in this first one that I'm going to show you, Greg sets up why he thinks, and I think the same thing, why this is such an important concept for edupreneurs.
My definition of success in online courses and membership sites is that you can actually deliver results to your audience. And to get a little more specific about that, what that looks like is when someone signs up to learn from you, they have an idea in their mind of what they will look like in the future. They have this transformation or this journey that they want to go through, but really it's a picture of where they'll be in the future, and they see themselves there. They're here right now, but they want to take themselves to this other place. And that could be getting a better job, a promotion, a raise. It could be having a new skill set. It could be being more fit or more healthy. But it's something that they want to be different in their life. And that's why they're showing up to take your program. And so the measurement of success that is most effective, and everything we're going to be talking about here drives to that, is to take people from where they are now to where that vision is of themselves in the future that they had when they signed up for your program or your training.
So like Greg says there, you want to be able to take your students on that journey, for them to recognize that you've brought them to that place of success. But how do you do that? Well, that's really what we're going to be covering in the webinar, but I thought I'd give you just a taste of the types of tips that Greg wants to provide with this second clip from his presentation. So listen in for this first tip that he's going to provide, and I'll make sure that I stress here that these are data-driven tips. These are things that Thinkific has studied, has analyzed with thousands and thousands of edupreneurs, thousands and thousands of courses and students, and has found that these really do make a difference, a statistically significant difference in getting the results for your students and helping them feel like they've completed that journey with you. So here's Greg with one of the tips for doing that.
So let's dive in first here and look at the first concept. This is teaching others. Teaching others is really at the top of the pyramid of how you can achieve success in your online training and how you can make it very effective. It's shown in study after study that if you get your students to teach other people a concept that you're teaching them, they will be more likely to remember it and understand it and have a higher level of understanding of it. And so it's a great thing to work into your programs, and it's very easy to do. What I would suggest though is keep it tight, keep it small. Don't ask them to go teach your 3-hour program to someone else. You want to keep it to something that they can talk about in 2 to 5 minutes to someone else, maybe 2 to 7 minutes. But a basic concept, usually a concept that's earlier on in your program, so it's something relatively basic or foundational or fundamental. And you're going to ask them to do a very simple thing. They're going to go out, they're going to teach someone else this concept, and then ideally they're going to have a checkpoint where they ask the person to take a quiz or they ask a particular question to see if they understand what they taught them. So you could even give them a multiple choice question and say, just ask them this multiple choice question when you're done and don't say anything. If they get it right, you've achieved success in teaching them. And if the concept is too complex that you can't check if they learned it in a multiple choice question or two, then it's probably too complex for this whole process for now. The other really cool thing here, and this is a little secret that I've used in some of my courses, is if you do this well, you have all of your students becoming evangelists for your course, and it becomes a bit of a viral growth hack where they're now going out, they're finding a friend of theirs that trusts them enough to let them teach them something, that is probably interested enough in this subject matter to let them teach them something about it. And what's the next question they're going to ask at the end? Where are you learning this? This is interesting. Maybe I'd be interested in learning this myself. Where's this course you're taking? All of a sudden, that person is another potential customer.
So that's just one great tip, and actually a multi-level tip, one to help you both with your students' success and with your own success in marketing your courses. There are going to be many more where that came from. So I hope you'll follow the link in the email I sent you or at the end of this video to join me for this great session on student success and building your online course business.